Hello, welcome back to the channel. A little bit of a mini review here today. Picked up one of these T6 LED flashlights. This one has 7 Cree LEDs. Supplied with 4 3.7 volts 18650 batteries and a 4 battery charger. I'll leave a link in the description. Now, I've had one of these before. I bought a 5 LED Cree SKYRAY flashlight about 3 years ago, and overall I've been very impressed with it. It's been a very bright flashlight, so I'm expecting quite a lot from this one. So here's a comparison shot. The older flashlight is on the left with the 5 LED Crees, but when you look closer, the 5 LED Cree light they're actually bigger units than if you look on the new 7 one. They're slightly smaller, so although you're going to get a wider beam, I don't know if you're going to get any more brightness. Aluminium casework is completely identical in both cases. So here's the flashlight out of the bag, didn't come in a box, and yeah, overall very impressed. Has quite a nice kind of gold finish to it. Yeah, it's cheaper than the 5 LED Cree one. It has been about 3 years, but this was probably a third of the price less. So it just shows you how the prices has reduced. And side by side, I can't really tell the difference other than that the older one has the SKYRAY sort of brand logo and the new one doesn't. But these are all sort of generically made in China anyway. So we're not really going to worry much about brand logos. I don't think they really mean all that much, to be honest. Yeah, overall, quite pleased with it. It has a nice solid feel, seems to be quite nicely made, no sort of ragged edges. It all seems to be nicely machined, solid aluminium, and yeah, it's an impressive looking flashlight. Now, of course, the proof is in the pudding, and that is how bright are these new Cree flashlights. Well, they are very, very bright. Now, I've got these 2 small single Cree flashlights here that I've had quite a while, and this is to give you some kind of comparison. Here's these 2 side by side. Of course, it's always difficult because the camera will always auto-adjust its brightness. But these are quite good, useful, quite cheap on eBay, and that sort of gives you an idea. If you turn to the 5 Cree LED torch now, straight away, you can see there's a massive difference in actual beam power here. And this one has 3 beam settings, sort of high, medium, and low. And to be honest, most of the time I just use it on medium. So now the big one, now returning to the 7 Cree, and we switch that on, and bang, this thing really does pump out some light. I mean, I think even on this video you can see it is remarkably bright as the camera auto dims to sort of try and control the brightness. It is massively bright, over bright really. And I think it's bright enough to the point that you're probably not going to use the full main beam all the time. But this one only has 2 settings. It's only high and low. It hasn't got the 3 settings like the old one, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest. But I think, in medium it would be absolutely fine. So what I shall do now is I shall wait till it gets dark, and I'll take these flashlights outside, and we'll try and give you an idea of the brightness outside. Well, here we go. It's night time now. Now, before I illuminate the garden with this, I'm just going to shine it into the little shed just to try and give you an impression of the brightness. Wow, there it goes. Unfortunately, the camera auto dims, but this thing is just so incredibly bright. And the flashing you see on the screen, well, that's just the camera lens setting. That's not the flashlight itself. So here we are once again. Switch it on. Bang. It's just incredible, isn't it? I mean, it's not something you want to look into. You're going to have sort of retina burn for about sort of half an hour afterwards. So here we are in the garden. And as I say, it's hard to explain, but this is lighting up the whole garden. I point it up at these trees, this house over the back here. Once again, the camera is dimming down here just to compensate for the looms and the brightness of this beam. But it's incredibly good beam. I mean, it just lights up the whole garden. Quite impressive. That's on half power. Looks dark, doesn't it, on the camera? But once again, that is still quite an impressive light. Certainly loads of light to see here. Just for comparison, I'm going to show you now the 5 LED Cree light. Now, this is no shrinking violet when it comes down to lume power. You get a very white, bright light out of this, but it's very concentrated. It's very much a spotlight. It hasn't got the wide-angle beam of the new 7 LED Cree. Now, one thing I've learnt with my older flashlight is if you use that full-powered beam, it does spank the batteries pretty quick. I generally would only get probably 12 to maybe 15 minutes on full power, which is why I tend to use it on medium power. And I've noticed that with the new gold one, it actually gets quite warm in the hand when you have it on for about 5 minutes or so, so you have to bear that in mind. Anyway, just a quick review, so going to round this one up now. I'll leave a link to the gold flashlight below this video if you're interested in buying. But as always, I'd like to say cheers, Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye now.